Yo folks, just Steeped here, and today we're going to go over a requested video which is control basics for jumps, flips and spins. The objective of this video is that you, the viewer, will understand the two input system required for doing rotations and flips, and I'll try and keep it as mega simple as possible. So let's first start off with the control scheme I recommend. I really recommend the Trickster control scheme. It's also the one recommended by the devs themselves. It does feel really alien at first, but after a few hours of practice it makes sense because it lets you keep your right thumb in place to do tricks at any given moment. If you've come from Steep, please don't think they've brought the same control system over. You could see it's described as Steep controls, but it really isn't the same, and you have to use all the bumpers and triggers to spin and flip, which is just even more difficult than Trickster in my opinion. In terms of landing, I'd recommend manual mode because you get the extra points and more control of your tricks. Auto mode literally does all of the work for you, whilst the steep landing is a bit of a middle ground where it gives you a little bit of points, but it will land for you soon as you let go of the trick. They don't really matter for today's guide, but be warned, it won't give you as many points as the manual control. The first thing you need to understand and get your head around is that there is now a double input to do flips and rotations. So you can flick the stick once in any direction, that's up, down, left or right on the right stick because we're using Trickster, and your character will do a jump or ollie. It really doesn't matter what direction you hit it. If you want to do a straight simple jump or an ollie, your character will always just continuously do these little hops. With skiing and snowboarding, flicking up does give you a more nollie style hop, whilst flicking down does give you a more tail heavy ollie. Further to this, you can actually hold down this first input so that it gives your character a little bit more steeze to their jump. They go into this animation state where they start winding up ready to unleash the rotation. So moving on past this ollie jump stage, the first flick becomes important because ultimately you are telling the game, I want to prepare for something that is of a more flippy nature or of something of a more spinny nature. The best way I like to think about this is that if you flick up or down, you want to do something that's more flippy. If you flick to the left or right, you want to do something that's more spinny or off axis like. The second input on the stick is essentially executing the direction of the pre-winding first flick. So to start it off simple, if you flick down or hold down, then follow up with a second input that's upwards, you're going to be doing a front flip. That's because you're pre-winding down, the game knows you want to do something more flippy, and then when you hit it up, the game's going, you want to go forward. So you're telling the game, I'm going to flip, and I'm going to flip forward. For straight spins, same concept. If you flick or hold to the right, you are telling the game, I want to do something of a more spinning nature, and then following up with a second input to the left, you are telling the game, I want to direct this spin to the left, and you will begin spinning to the left, and the amount of rotations depends on how long you hold it down. It's actually quite simple once you get this concept of double inputs into your muscle memory. My best advice is to find a jump line such as the Bangers and Crash Challenge for bikes, or the Mammoth Can Jump for snow sports, and just do laps practicing that double input. To really mix things up for the higher scoring tricks, you can start setting off axis and flip rotations by combining different combos such as right and up for a twister. Doing different combo directions allow you to set rodeos, cash rolls, twisters, bios, etc. And again, repeating the same advice, the best thing you can do is simply experiment in some of the parks, but I will be releasing a video of all of the spin and flip combos for reference. So for the overall conclusion, I would just like to say simplify the input into your head as follows. The first input is pre-winding the trick. The second input is that directional follow through. My top tip is simply just accept that this is a new control scheme. The idea now is that all tricks can be mappable and executable through muscle memory so that you can exploit as many points as possible in the challenges. You got to go to a location with as many jumps as possible and just lap it out, testing out different combinations, testing out spins, etc. It will take time, but once it clicks, you'll end up smashing it. So that's it, folks. I do hope this video helps you in understanding the very basic mechanics of the jump system in Rise Republic. If you need any help, please comment below and I'll do my best. I'm also present in the Riders Republic Discord if you prefer contacting me that way. Any likes and subscribing does massively help my channel, and I'll be posting more Riders Republic content frequently. Catch you all later.